Hi everybody, it's Deborah from PeopleLovingAnimals.com. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching today's video. Today's video is called How to Keep Outside Dogs Warm, Dogs Living in Dog Houses in the Winter. In today's video, we're going to talk about which dog breeds can live outside in the winter and which dog breeds can't. We're also going to talk about whether it's safe for dogs to live outside in the winter, and we're going to go over several steps to keep a dog house warm in the winter. By the way, yesterday I did do a video on how to keep outdoor cats warm in the winter, so if you'd like to watch that after this video, I'll link it for you in the description box. Let's go ahead and get into today's video. If you've been here before, you know I own this website, PeopleLovingAnimals.com, and we're going to use this article called Keeping Outside Dogs Warm in Winter. Now, by the way, I live in Western New York. Yesterday, it was 5 degrees, and that's what prompted me to do that cats video yesterday about keeping cats warm, and I'm following up today with how to keep dogs warm in the winter, because 5 degrees, you know, that's some serious cold. By the way, if this video is helpful for you, please go ahead and give it a like so that YouTube will push it out to as many people as possible. I'm asking you to share this one. Please share it with your friends and family. Let's get the word out about what is safe for dogs in the wintertime and what is not safe for dogs in the wintertime. There's a lot of myths out there. And also, if you have not been here before, I do several videos a month all about the care and health and training of dogs and cats. So if you'd like to receive continuous help with your animal, please go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. I would love to have you on board. I'm going to give you a lot of resources in today's video. It's going to be a little bit long. We're going to cover a lot, but I'm asking you to please stick it out with me. Okay, it's important. First of all, certain dog breeds can withstand living outside in a doghouse during the winter with proper preparation. Like I said, we're going to talk about which breeds can, which breeds can't, how to keep them warm in the winter, and so forth. But first, and I'm asking you to please bear with me here, I think that one of the main reasons, possibly the only reason, that a dog ends up living in a doghouse is because the owner was unable to train the dog to behave properly living inside the home. I think many people get a new puppy or they adopt a dog and they don't realize that they don't know the effective dog training techniques that's going to result in the dog behaving in the house, and they end up with a dog who's urinating in the house, chewing and destroying items and furniture, barking excessively, doing all kinds of things, and the dog owner eventually gives up and puts the dog outside in a doghouse. If that's why your dog is living in a doghouse, please consider learning how to train your dog to behave properly inside. Dogs like to be outside and be, taken for walks frequently, but they are happiest when they live inside with the rest of the family. And since dogs are pack animals, I imagine that dogs who live in a doghouse feel quite sad, quite lonely, and quite isolated, okay? So at the end of this article, I'm going to give you a little bit more information about the dog trainer that I recommend. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you a link to sign up for a free dog training video series from Doggy Dan. I'll tell you about him at the end of the video. I'm going to give you a link to go ahead and sign up with that. Please at least give it a try. It's free to watch the 5 videos, so please just consider it, okay? Because believe me, whether your dog can withstand the cold or not, in my mind, is not the question. It's a matter of you and your family and your dog can all be happy living together. Dogs bring so much joy. I had dogs when I was a kid. I can't imagine not having a dog in the house when I was a kid. So I'm asking you to please consider it, okay? Now, let's talk about, is it safe for dogs to be left outside during the winter? By the way, if you're getting agitated, I am going to go over the steps to keep the doghouse warm, okay? Please just bear with me. These are all really important points. According to the Humane Society of the United States, pets should be kept indoors with you and your family. And I'm quoting from one of their articles, quote, "Under no circumstances should pets be left outdoors, even if they roam outside during other seasons. Don't leave pets outdoors when the temperature drops, period." I'm going to give you a link to that article where the Humane Society elaborates on this issue. It is important to realize that only certain breeds can withstand living outdoors in winter. I'm going to give you a link to a printable list on my website of all the dogs that can withstand living in the winter and all the dogs that cannot. The thing is people don't understand. People think that all dogs have a fur coat that keeps them warm. That's not true. There's only kind of a small number of breeds who actually have the outside fur coat, and then they have a second fur coat underneath that is the insulated layer. Most dogs don't have that insulation layer. The ones that don't have that layer are no different than you and me. I'm serious. They are no different than you and me on how they can withstand the cold or not. Okay, it's really important that you understand that. I'm also going to give you, I wrote an article, but I'll give you a link to watch the video, Dogs in Cold Weather, When is it Too Cold for Dogs? So please go ahead and read this information, watch these videos, and please educate yourself on making the decision of whether or not it's okay for your dog to be living in a doghouse to begin with. Now, all that being said, I realize that people will still have their dogs living outside. In that case, it's important to make sure that you know how to keep outside dogs warm in winter. So let's get to those steps. How to keep a doghouse warm in the winter. If your dog is outdoors for long periods of time, they must be protected by a draft-free, dry and warm shelter. It should be big enough for them to move around in comfortably, but small enough to keep their body heat in. You don't want it to be a huge space because that won't stay as warm. The floor of the doghouse should be raised several inches off the ground. Otherwise, the dirt is going to pull heat from the doghouse. You should cover the floor of the doghouse with either cedar shavings or straw. You can get straw at places like Home Depot and Lowe's. You should also provide a flap of some type in the doorway to protect the dog inside from wind and rain and snow. Sometimes when the wind is really whipping, rain and snow can, come right inside. I am going to give you a few links to Amazon in the description box. I'm going to give you a link to find, they have those plastic flaps that you can put on your dog's, on the door of his doghouse. They also have a nice variety of insulated dog houses. Now, I want you to realize that there are insulated dog houses. Those are the ones I'm giving you the link to on Amazon. You can also go on YouTube and look for videos about how to build a doghouse, how to insulate a doghouse. There's several videos, and I'm going to give you a link to that search on YouTube as well, where you can find some of those videos to watch. You might consider moving the doghouse to a sheltered location during the winter, behind the garage or shed or right next to your house. The idea is to provide protection from wind, rain, and snow. Placing it where there's sunshine will help as well. You should give the dog a bed or a pillow to sleep on that fits inside the doghouse and warm blankets. You might provide what's called a mylar blanket. That's a blanket that helps keep the heat in the dog's body. I'm going to give you a link to those on Amazon if you've never heard of them before. You could also provide a doghouse heater. Again, I'm going to give you a link to see those on Amazon, but make sure if you're using a doghouse heater that you monitor the temperature so that the doghouse doesn't get too warm. And also be aware of the dangers of electrical cords that can get wet, and also that your dog can chew on. Just be aware of that. I'm going to pause the video for just one. Well, I'm not going to pause the video. There's a guy coming over to deliver my laptop that's been prepared, and I don't want him to interrupt the video, so I'm sorry for that interruption. Dogs need changes to their food and water during the winter. Dogs who live outdoors during the winter need more food because keeping warm actually burns more calories when your body is cold and trying to heat itself up. Also realize that their water will freeze in the winter, okay? Use plastic food and water bowls just like us when we were told when we were kids. Our tongue will stick to metal, and a dog's tongue will stick to a metal bowl if the bowl is frozen. frozen. You should also provide dry dog food since wet dog food can freeze. I suggest getting heated bowls that will not only keep the water from freezing, but they'll keep canned food from freezing if you also wanted to give your dog canned food in addition to dry. And again, I'm going to give you the link on Amazon to go ahead and see some heated dog food and water bowls. Now, again, do you need help training your dog to live inside? Dealing with dog behavior issues can be challenging and frustrating for dog owners. I do understand, but instead of giving up and putting your dog outside in a doghouse, please try this dog training website. It's called the Online Dog Trainer. It is the #1 recommended website on my dog training website on my website, and it has been for the last 6.5 years because I really believe in it, and it's super effective and super affordable. It's run by professional dog trainer and behavioral specialist Doggy Dan, and the site contains over 300 videos where you can actually watch Doggy Dan training a dog. He offers a 3-day $1 trial to his website. So whatever your dog was doing, if it was one thing or if it was a whole bunch of things that literally wound him up in the doghouse, I'm asking you to sign up for the trial for $1, spend 3 days, go in the website, look for videos on whatever your dog was doing. Please trust me on this. I think that you'll be impressed, and I would love it so much if you would come back and comment and tell me whether you guys were able to bring your dog in with the family. That would just make me so happy. So I hope that you'll try that out. I'll give you the link to that. Now, if you've not been here before, you don't know, I donate to animal charities. I do peoplelovinganimals.com as my job, and I donate 10% of all the commissions that I earn to animal charities. And if you go to the homepage of my website, peoplelovinganimals.com, you will see a list of the animal charities that I donate to. So again, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope that it was helpful. I hope maybe it was eye-opening for some people, and maybe some of you will consider bringing your dog in the house and working a little bit more on training so your dog can snuggle inside with blankets all winter for you and your kids. I really hope that that's what today's video accomplishes. But if your dog is outside, please follow these steps. Please pay attention to your dog. Don't forget about your dog out in the backyard, especially when it's super cold outside. If this video was helpful, please give it a like. I'm asking you to please share this one on your social media. Share it with your friends and family. Again, this is a really serious issue. And again, if you want to watch the cat video about keeping outdoor cats warm, I'll link it for you in the description box. Go in the description box, get the free stuff that I offered, okay? I'm really happy to provide it for you. So again, thanks so much for watching. My name is Deborah, and my website is peoplelovinganimals.com. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.